Hey coaches, so in this tutorial we're going to go over account management in this app. If you are one coach with one team, you're not sharing the data with any players or other coaches, this probably isn't for you, because if you just sign up, you'll have all the access that you need. This video is for if you want to share your team space with other coaches, if you want to share your team space with other players. It's for organizations that have multiple coaches across multiple teams and then multiple players across all those teams. You can manage users and billing and all of that in this one space, account management, and that's what I'm going to go over here. So in here, I'm looking at a user who's already signed up, so we already have some card information, and we're basically going to be updating their organization subscription limits. Down here, we have the limits for teams and coaches. Actually, I'm going to do 6 teams. And players. And so you can just adjust those limits over here, and your live pricing calculator preview will show you what the price impacts of those limits will be. But what this will do is allow me to add 6 teams, 20 coaches, 50 players. I'm going to update that. You'll see your limits increase. And then if I go back to the account, this is where we manage all the users who basically have access to certain teams that they can share content on. And then add players to those teams, add coaches to those teams, add coaches to the organization itself. We can do that individually on this page with the invite coach. Every coach will have a role associated with them. So admins, they can do everything on the account, including manage billing. So you're going to want to keep the amount of admins you have probably low, but that's for you to decide who has control over the account. The manager they can manage all the users, all the teams, invite coaches to the organization. They can do everything an admin can do except for managing billing. Coaches can only manage content within the teams that they are a part of, and then we have a read-only user. This might be for like a parent if you wanted to add them to this app for whatever reason. You can invite coaches individually if you want. So this is for one-off invitations to a coach. You have to add them to a team, and we can send that invite off. What that will do is that's a pending invitation. So that user has to accept the invitation into the organization before they will be added as an organization member as a manager here. If they logged into their account, they would see this invitation in their profile page and can accept it there. Otherwise, they would accept it in their email, and that would get them into the organization. They could then be added to teams and whatnot. The create team, or the team page, also has a similar section for adding coaches to the team and adding players to the team. But the other feature that I want to show you for managing this is the bulk add. And so the bulk add allows you to add a bunch of users all at once to your organization. It will send all the emails, it will link them to the teams, etc., etc. And basically you just have to fill out a CSV or Excel file and upload that into this app. That CSV has a particular format that we want you to follow, so it gives you a couple columns to fill out. Some things about this CSV. The team row is basically you're just adding team names, and that will create a team in the app under this organization. So you just add team name and then a comma, team name, and then with that team name you can then add players and coaches to those different teams. So in this example, this player would be added to both of those teams during the upload process. So the other thing is we have coach users, and you're going to want to specify the type. You're going to want to specify a role. You're going to want to add them to a team. Same thing with players, except you just add them to teams with their email. I'm going to demo this on my side right now by loading a CSV that I already have pre-populated. So we're going to click the preview import button, and then this will basically show you if all your data is correct and as we expect it. So we can see that we are within the limits of the account here in this section. We've got a little summary of the changes, and then this will have either info messages, which are totally fine, or it will have the data will be red, and it will give you a reason why it is invalid data. All of this is valid, so I'm going to go down here and confirm an add. And what that's going to do is start to add all of those users, create the teams, add the players to the teams. So now technically these players have access to the team content in these teams. And it will send out all the invitations to the coaches that you added. So those coaches are going to have to accept these invitations before, and then become a part of the organization before they can be added to the teams. So you can see that the teams are not, they have no coaches on them. Once those coaches accept, you could just re-upload that CSV. It will add them to the teams in bulk. And what this gives you is your players will be able to see the content within the team space. Mainly, the players have access to the playbooks, practice plans, and scouting reports. And I can go over here and show you what that looks like. There's a whole separate, simplified, read-only app for the players. And so we can see on this team right here, we have one playbook and one practice plan. It's very, very simple, but what it gives you is it will give you access to all the plays. And I can come in here. It will give me the presentation viewer, so I could see the visualization of the play frame by frame. It will give me the images. I can see them in black and white. And yes, so that's basically it for account management.